Your Honor, I would like to present the defendant's worst offense. The original Pinocchio's message is for Pinocchio to prove himself unselfish, brave, truthful, and know the difference between right and wrong in order to become a real boy. His ultimate test coming in the form of Pleasure Island. The scene transitions of which are completely different. 1940 Pinocchio ends up going to Pleasure Island after escaping captivity from Stromboli's, a scene in which he learns that lying is wrong after trying to lie to the fairy, which in itself carries a message.
You see, Pinocchio, a lie keeps growing and growing until it's as plain as the nose on your face.
The fairy gives Pinocchio a second chance so long as he makes good on his goals. In his attempt to get home, however, there is another encounter with Honest John after a pretty terrifying scene with an evil coachman. Honest John succeeds in sending Pinocchio to Pleasure Island where he meets Lampwick, a dickhead. Now on Pleasure Island in the 1940s film, Pinocchio is completely influenced by Lampwick. He's starting fights, he's indulging in the food, he's smoking, he's destroying property, he's drinking underage, and making himself sick on smoke and losing the faith of Jiminy Cricket until...
You'd think something was gonna happen to us.
So, Pinocchio starts to turn into a donkey because of the consequences of your actions.
Meanwhile, in the better version,
Pinocchio is made to lie in order to escape confinement instead of getting help from the fairy, not only losing the lesson that lying is bad, but teaching that lying is a good idea to get out of a tight spot. Then Pinocchio just sort of goes to Pleasure Island after landing on a coach by complete chance instead of being lied to and persuaded by strangers. On Pleasure Island in the remake, the beer is gone, replaced instead with root beer, which kids can drink anyway. And Pinocchio doesn't even drink it. Pinocchio doesn't even take part in anything bad that happens on the island. Instead, he actively looks on in disgust. Clearly disturbed by Lampwick throwing a glass, retching over the gluttony, looking on in disgust at the thieves, all culminating in a set piece taking place in a clock shop where naughty kids are breaking all of these clocks. And hey, if there's one thing that this dialogue's taught us, it's that Geppetto really loves clocks. So what do you think would be really impactful? Let me ask you what would be more effective to see. Pinocchio finally giving in to the pressures and impulsive behaviors around him and destroying a clock, maybe even a cuckoo clock, which we know means a lot to Geppetto, which would be heartbreaking for us to see as an audience, but also show that Pinocchio was now starting to behave badly. Oh, Lampwick just doing it on his own and Pinocchio actively condemning it.
Just take a look at what Pinocchio 22 times.